the story my uncle wrote.
Welcome to the man room. The First Time Ever I Pooped by Chad L. Hudson. I'm Ty's uncle, by the way. I wrote this for Ty. In the fall of 1974, I was 6 years old and in the first grade at Bell Elementary in Tyler, Texas. One morning before school, I told my mom that my stomach was hurting. My mom said, "My stomach hurts too, now put your shoes on and get in the car." When I got to the classroom, my stomach was still hurting, so I told my teacher, Miss Wright. Miss Wright said, "Chad, have you pooped today?" I was confused because I'd never heard that word before. Miss Wright must have realized that I did not know what she was talking about, because she then said, "Oh my, you don't know what poop is, do you?" I said, "Sure, everybody knows what that is." Miss Wright knew I was lying. She then stood up. She had been kneeling down while talking to me and told the class I didn't know what poop was. The entire class exploded with laughter, and I could hear some of my classmates calling me stupid and dumb-dumb. It really angered me because I knew that some of those sons of bitches, I learned that from my dad, didn't know what poop was either. Miss Wright must have felt pity for me because she leaned down and whispered, "Go to the boys' bathroom, take your pants and underwear off, sit on the toilet, then see what happens." Out of sheer embarrassment, I ran to the boys' bathroom and slammed the door. I wasn't sure if Mrs. Wright was telling me the truth, so I just stood there looking around and thinking, I sure want a puppy. About that time, my stomach was hurting so bad, I had to try out what Miss Wright had instructed me to do. I reluctantly removed my pants and underwear and climbed on top of the toilet. I'd never done that before. I then sat down. When I did, the door opened and it was my principal, Mr. Hicks. He said, "Chad, I'm just checking on you." I replied, "Okay, Mr. Hicks." Then Mr. Hicks said, "Chad, you're facing the wrong way. Turn around." I said, "Oh, thanks, Mr. Hicks, and thanks for not laughing." Mr. Hicks then said, "Chad, there's nothing funny about this. You have nothing to be ashamed of." Then he said, "Let her rip, Tater Chip," and he shut the door. I had never heard the word ashamed before, and I wondered what it meant. While I was wondering, my stomach started moving in and out, and I felt something odd happening. Before I knew it, I had to flush the toilet 3 times before everything stopped. I started to cry because I thought my guts were coming out and I was going to die. I didn't even know I had an anus before that day. I didn't know what to do next, so I yelled and asked Miss Wright what was I supposed to do now. She told me to use the paper in the bathroom to clean my behind. It took 4 or 5 rolls of toilet paper to finally get my bum cleaned. Once it was all done, Miss Wright told me to wash my hands and put my underwear pants back on, in that order. I walked out of the bathroom and all my classmates were cheering and clapping for me. I felt like an astronaut that had been to the moon and back. My stomach didn't hurt anymore and I wanted to take a nap. After school, my mom asked me how my day went. I was kind of mad because my mom and dad never told me about pooping before, so I wasn't sure I wanted to share anything about what I had learned. But I still felt like a hero, so I told her everything. Mom stared straight ahead and didn't speak until we got home. She said, "Go to your room until your dad gets home." I was terrified. I thought I was going to get a spanking for pooping. When Dad got home, he and Mom called me into the living room. They were both standing there. My mom was smiling, my dad was not. Mom then said, "Bo, Chad discovered he had an anus and that it was used for pooping." Dad kneeled down, opened his arms, and I ran right to him. He said, "My little boy has become a man today. I love you, Tiger." Then he said, "Never, ever, ever, under any circumstances, tell anyone about this." I said, "Dad, my teacher knows, my principal knows, and all my classroom knows." He said, "Damn it, boy, I'm not talking about pooping. I'm talking about the hug I just gave you." I said, "Oh, okay." And we never talked about that hug again, ever. The end.